Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John, this is many a true nerd, and welcome back to Fallout 4 Nuka World. Last time we finished reclaiming the park. It all belongs to us now. We have taken it all over. Every single area. Galactic Zone, Dry Rock Gulch, the Safari Adventure, the World of Refreshment, and Kiddie Kingdom all belong to me, the overboss of the Raiders. And today, well, we've got a few bits and pieces to take care of. We've been told we can actually kind of spread our reign of terror into the Commonwealth, which I am totally up for. But first, we've got a few things to turn in, because now that I've actually been around and explored everything nice and thoroughly, we have got ourselves, well, one, we've got all of the medallions, which Nera here promised would get me a reward. So let's see what she's got for me. Hello, Nera. I've got all of those medallions, Nera. This better be bloody good.
I've got a full set of park medallions.
So you do. Why, that's just Nuka-tastic. Here's your special reward. What else would you like to know?
And hang on, what was the reward? You've taken my medallions, yeah, still taking them. This better not just be Nukas. Are you just giving me Nukas? Do you have any idea how much Nuka Quantum I've already got? You die now. Let's have a look. See, what would hurt the most? Well, the Throat Slicer's quite vicious sounding. The Harvester, a Ripper, that's quite nice. But, ooh, General Chow's Revenge. Oh, no, you're not getting away. You're not getting away. You're going down right now. General Chow's Revenge, an anti-robot weaponry. Killing a robot with anti-robot weaponry. That's just the thing. So long, Nera. No one minds me doing that, do they? Nope. Fine. What else did you have on you? Ooh! Nera Torso! Oh my goodness. That's a unique mod I can presumably plug into a robot. I can have my own Nera. A better Nera. Oh my goodness. That's... You mean this... Oh my goodness, that's such a better reward. I'm so glad I just murdered Nera. Hang on, I've got an idea. Good news, Jezebel. I've got some experimentation to do on you. Okay, so I've got a Nukatron, which is actually very, very bulky. Nukatrons are actually really, really defensively strong. Yeah, better health, but removes paint, voice, and torso miscellaneous mods. Oh, well, never mind. Lovely. So actually, what happened to Jezebel's head? Wait, did we just kill Jezebel? Because Jezebel's head has just been removed from this corpse. Ooh, we have! We've just murdered Jezebel effectively because we've removed the head. Nice! Interestingly, the difference between the sentry legs and the space sentry legs appears to be completely non-existent, but space sentry legs seems to require a lot more plastic and actually be slightly worse. It reduces carry weight by 50. How very odd. Meanwhile, despite the fact I do have the Nera torso, there's no actual sign of the Nera torso. Okay, hang on here. Ah, there it is. Okay, the Nera stuff is a Nuka mascot armor. Got it. And now I can just build more of those just using, yeah, basic, not much. Steel, tiny bit of rubber, bit of plastic, bit of ceramic, tiny bit of adhesive. Nothing major at all. So, yes indeed, Jezebel, congratulations. You're now a Nuka World mascot. The space lasers I've been picking up, meanwhile, are actually kind of terrible, to be honest. Yeah, I think they're just kind of fairly weak, fast-firing lasers, but they're nothing special at all. They're just a way of converting a Protectron into a Galactron automatically. You can see there, the moment I change over from left-hand automatic laser to left-hand blue space laser or red space laser, like, even the legs change colour. So basically the entire paint job changes, though it's not so obvious now because I've got the Nera armour on the front. But that there is much, much better. So I've improved Jezebel. I've put the nice mascot shoes on, the big comedy shoes on. We've got this lovely massive Nera armor on it, and I can make more of that. Actually, if I wanted to, I could have an entire settlement of terrifying Nuka mascots. And obviously, the old cast-off weapons that used to be on Crispy many, many years ago have been attached. So this terrifying Nuka mascot also has a circular blade and a massive hammer. I would strongly recommend, don't actually bother collecting medallions for Nera, because you only get 91 XP or so, and just some basic Nukas that you'll find bloody all over the shop in that. So don't bother doing that. Instead, I would recommend just straight up murdering Nera straight away for the Nera armor, which is a much, much better reward. Lovely. And while I'm passing by a cooking station, actually, that Nuka-nuke stuff I had a while back. How is that? That's just basic stuff. Let's go down to the Nuka-nukes. Grilled Nuka-nuke plus 10 action points for 30 minutes. I think that's pretty much the same as standard Mirelurk stuff. Grilled Queen Nuka-Lurk, however, is a little bit better, because +3 endurance is better than the +2 you get off the normal queen meat. Yes, indeed, proof there for you that indeed is +2 endurance normally versus the +3 off the Nuka-Lurk, so a little bit better. Roasted Bloodworm, however, is pretty much useless. 20 hit points, 10 rad resistance. I mean, okay, fine. Some situations rad resistance is fine, but relatively early on in the game, you can get some armor that's good at rad resistance. You really don't need 10 rad resistance off Roasted Bloodworm. Now, one thing I did want to have a quick look at is I'm told the Nuka-cade rewards are actually kind of randomized and they shuffle every couple of days or something. So I haven't actually seen all of the rewards in the Nuka-cade. In fact, I've actually specifically missed the best ones. In addition, and I'd like to think, by the way, this reflects very, very well on my character. Apparently the trick to getting the best scores inside all of the Nuka Arcade games is to cheat. And that didn't even cross my mind. So I'd like to think, yeah, that just kind of reflects very, very well on me. That, like, the way to get a good score in the Red Menace Wakakome is not to use the mallet they give you. It's to actually, you know, use something better, like a Big Ripper or something. So let's just see how that goes. Put in 1 token, and then just let them come in, and then, yep. Okay, you know what? You're right. This is actually much easier right here. Well, still not the high score, but 3 times the score I got last time. Yes, indeed, cheating using better weapons is a very good way of getting a good score. This one I just particularly like, by the way, which is if we just shove a token in here and then grab ourselves 1 ball, then this is how you get yourself a good score. Lovely. Obviously, I think you can do this much faster if you've actually got mouse and keyboard. With an analog stick, it's relatively slower, but that's fine. It's still a pretty good score just by blatantly cheating. The real trick, however, is apparently to use the shooting gallery, but use explosive weaponry or miniguns or whatever. Well, that's just cheating, alright. I am a gentle, innocent soul in this world, because this never even occurred to me that I could just cheat. And I'm told the same thing is true for this game that I forgot to show off last time, the atomic roller. Simply enter the token, grab the ball, and then just basically pop it up here, and then just pop it exactly wherever you... I failed even then. Marvellous. Now that's better. Like that, yes. Just got 5,700 without even really trying that hard there. 430 tickets. Lovely. And now this is what I want to see. 500 tickets for the paddle ball. Yes, let's get one of them. Beautiful. And there at the end is in fact a brand new unique weapon I'd never actually got before, because it just didn't happen to be in the rotation the first time I came through here. And as far as I can tell, you can't get it anywhere but the Nuka Arcade itself. Now this thing, as you can see, is terrible. It's technically a gun as well. The game considers it a gun. I'm assuming it's a handgun because it's one-handed, but I can't verify that using bacon. But isn't there a weapons workstation? Yes, there is indeed a weapons workbench right flipping here. Now with that, I can show you that it can be less terrible straight away. I mean, not desperately less terrible, to be honest. So spiked ball for 3 damage, or bladed ball also for 3 damage, but chance to dismember targets on critical hits, that's pretty good. I mean, okay, fine, this is a bit of a novelty weapon, to be honest, but it's still kind of fun. 19 energy damage, now we're getting somewhere. Weaponized Nuka-Cola ball, small explosion on impact. Or weaponized Nuka-Cola quantum paddle ball adds a large explosion on impact. Now we're starting to get into some interesting stuff here, but also you can see there that to do that you're going to need weaponized Nuka-Cola quantum ammo. We're going to get to that in a while. I'd be very interested to hear this explained in the comments, because as far as I can tell, it looks like even at its most powerful, which appears to be the fireball, it just doesn't seem very good, but maybe I'm kind of misunderstanding how the damage is calculated on this thing. It's also kind of a ranged weapon, but also, like, kind of not. Like, it does have, like, a hitting range, but it's not a particularly long hitting range at all, and every time you use it up, it uses up a string, which obviously, like, the clip of a paddle bat holds 20, and then when you reload it, you just spin it around in your hand, and that tops up the number of strings that you've got, which you buy with this. I mean, I guess like the advantage is like you can go like pretty fast on it, but even at that speed, which is not that fast, like plenty of automatic weapons fire a lot faster than that. It just doesn't seem that good to me. But again, maybe I'm misunderstanding. Correct me if I'm wrong here. And there's the other thing that I was hoping to see. Another unique weapon, which as far as I can tell only comes out of the Nuka-cade for 6,250 tickets, the Acid Soaker. Arguably another odd thing to give to children in an arcade, but whatever, eh? And there we are. The Acid Soaker inflicts ongoing acid damage and temporarily reduces damage resistance. So, could theoretically, tactically, actually be quite useful. Though admittedly, I'm not entirely sure where the ammo for this thing comes from, because, well, there is clearly some liquid in this thing, but apparently not. Let's just see how we can improve it, by the way. Oh, I can't. It's not even listed on the weapons workbench. Well, that's intriguing. Ah, there it is. It's in the chemistry workstation that I just went to go and have a look-see here. So, I need adhesive, glass, and acid. Ooh, quite a lot of acid, in fact. 20 acid, just to make some acid for the acid gun. Alright, well, that is intriguing indeed. So I've just off-screen nipped back to Sanctuary Hills, crafted myself some concentrated acid, as well as getting the paddle bat up something a bit better. So if we have the opportunity to, I will actually show that off. In addition, I've realised when I kind of put them onto my quick select menu, they are both marked as pistols. So what I would guess from that is indeed they are probably affected by the Gunslinger perk. If you want a good paddle ball and bat thingy, then I reckon you're probably going to be wanting to invest in the Gunslinger perk. So I tell you what, when Grills makes his way here, maybe that will be a useful thing for him. But next up, I wanted to bring my power armor over here, because I kind of noticed there's a really big elevated track. And I feel like with a jetpack, I might be able to make my way up to the top of the track here and see if that kind of provides me with any other interesting opportunities. I'll tell you what, if you kind of look here, the track might just get me up to the top of the mountain, and the top of the mountain might get me to the top of the oil thing. And potentially, those two things together might actually lead somewhere interesting. So just want to check there's nothing kind of hidden away at the top of Dry Rock Gulch here. Well, someone was half expecting someone to try this, because there is indeed a little souvenir toy clinging onto that there branch. So, somebody knew someone would try this, and that raises the question, what else has been hidden up here? Okay, now I'm interested. Right, now, if I go over to here up top, yep. Oh, there's definitely something up top there. Oh yeah, someone was expecting me to try this. Ooh, but that's a long amount of distance to get. That feels like a very long horizontal distance. Hang on, a bit of a run up. We might be able to do that. And jump and zap and zap and oh yeah, quite easy. In fact, there's a mysterious floating flame there. Intriguing. So, what exactly is hidden up here? Well, someone else got up here. Some bloody hell. Who actually knows how they did that? And they left behind one, hang on. One mini nuke, one Nuka Wild. That is just some fusion cells. And over the other side, and again, just some more fusion cells. So somebody made it up here. Intriguing. And I think I saw there was another level down as well. Is there going to be anything else interesting? So that's is that the start or the exit? I'm not sure whether that's the start or the exit there. Then the rest of the track is not that interesting. Okay, in that case, then just there we go to the next layer down. Let's check there's nothing on this tier down, given there are multiple tiers here. And no, looks like it is indeed not. And the rest of it is nothing. Marvellous. Well, I do like it when the game kind of rewards you just a little bit for exploring. So yeah, if you want a mini nuke, you just have to get your way up to the very top using a jetpack, then jetpack over there, and there is a mini nuke up there. Very, very nice. And while I'm passing by some of the Nuka-Cola mixers, I swear I picked up a couple of books in the last part as well. Let's go and find them. Here we go. Nuka Sunrise requires a cherry and an orange, produces 100 hit points, 50 action points, 25 rad resistance. Yeah, it's alright, nothing spectacular, but okay. And now this is the interesting one. Nuka Extreme requires a normal cola, a quantum, and a grape, but maximum action points up by 10, maximum hit points up by 30, rads reduced by 500. That's worth it just for increasing action points, because basically anything in the game that can increase max action points and max hit points is worth having, because that's spectacular. And unlike some of the other things that give you max hit points, no chance of addiction. Though admittedly, I've got 0 chance of addiction already because I've taken both ranks of chem resistant? Chem addict? Whatever it's called. Chem resistant, I think. Yeah, let's have a few of them. Those are actually pretty good. And finally, arguably the most important and interesting of all the little sub-quests I have to finish up, of course, I now have to return to Sierra having picked up all 10 of the flipping... Start to Moral Combat. Start to Frisk. What's a Moral Combat? And who's Frisk? Okay, fine, game. Well done. You've distracted me mid-bloody sentence.
I heard you were looking for me?
You heard the alarm, right? That means someone's in the gauntlet. Looks like a real tough one, too. What happens next is up to you. You can take him on yourself in the arena, or I can make sure our little rat never gets out of the maze.
Ooh, I get to fight in the arena myself, but as the overboss. Nice. No, I'm totally fighting.
Time to put on a show.
Hell yeah! No better way to earn a raider's respect than kicking some ass in front of a crowd. Just head for the arena whenever you're ready, boss.
Sierra, I'll be with you in a minute. There's some unexpected murder I need to take care of. And just to prove I'm more of a badass than Coulter ever was, I'm going to do this without bloody power armor. And now I need to defeat the challenger. I suspect this is not going to be difficult. Who is... Oh, you've got yourself a thing. And you've got a gun as well. Okay, just wait for that to wear off, to be honest. Yeah, danger, I'm sure. But any minute your thing will wear off. Actually, I know where he is because the quest mark is telling me. So let's just go in and do some preliminary damage here. Hello, you are... Oh, you're not even that tough. Where are you, my good man? You're right here. And now you're trapped in a corner and you're a bit screwed, aren't you? Beautiful. Oh, and his thing's worn off. And I think he might be out of everything. I think he might have dropped his gun. I might have just knocked it off him there. Right, Rockville Sliker. Oh, you are not that good. Level 70. Oh dear. Screw you. Oh, he's trying to activate it, but once you've already got the VATS on him, doesn't matter. Down he goes. Level 70, but he did not have that good a gun. Dear, oh dear. Amoral combat completed. Do you have anything good on you at all? No, he was just a random gunner, presumably. Oh, and the door even bats him on the way out. Lovely. Right, well, even without my power armor, that was not that bad. Okay, Sierra, we are ready to rock. Now, I've got the codes. Can you help solve them?
I found all of the hidden cappies. Each one had a letter.
Great. Let me take a look at these letters. Well, anyone who stared at Nuka-Cola merchandise as long as I have would get this one pretty fast. The letters definitely spell refreshing. It's simpler than I was expecting.
Oh, well, damn. I was sure the letters spelled fresh ginger. That stuff is great in hot tea with honey, lemon, little brandy, a lot of brandy.
Nice try, but you'd be 1 G short. So let's just assume it's refreshing. This door should lead to Bradberton's office, but it's locked up tight. The keypad is the only way to open it. I guess we just need to key in the 10 numbers that correspond to the word refreshing. You did all the work looking for the hidden cappies, so you should be the one who gets to enter the code.
No, really, would you mind doing it for me? Because I don't have a keypad. I'm using a controller. It's very annoying. Oh, good. It happens by itself. Even better.
That's it! The door's unlocked! Let's go inside.
Oh, she sounds so excited, bless her. Okay, now, what have we got hidden in here? Because surely, like, this isn't properly Bradberton's office. Not if, like, anyone who just looks around and finds the code can get in here. There's got to be, like, a tourist attraction, a fake office. It can't really be Bradberton's office, right? Sierra, don't go running ahead. There's probably deadly for you. Not deadly for me, but very deadly for you. Robots, okay?
It's hard to believe I'm really here.
Nuka Quantum Cherry. Lovely. Oh, she's so happy, bless her. I'm so glad we've made her dream come true. I'm watching you, by the way. You make one move, I'm murdering you. Don't believe I wouldn't. I've already killed Nera. Aha! Nuka-Cola Clear? What's one of them?
In regards to Nuka-Cola Clear production, I think it's obvious that we need to take a step back and examine the facts. Project Cobalt dropped Quantum in our laps, so I think it's best we leverage its potential popularity before someone else beats us to market. Additionally, installing the equipment to produce both flavors would cost us a pretty penny, and I'd rather use the funds to promote Quantum. We also have our lemon lime flavor debuting soon, and need to work out how to market two clear-colored flavors simultaneously. With all these factors taken into account, I have no choice but to hold off Nuka-Cola Clear production for at least the next 2 fiscal years.
So, actual Bradberton's voice there. And I now have expert lockpicking. I can actually get in here. There we go. What's in Bradberton's safe? And ammo, gamma rounds. Ooh, a tape about General Braxton's visit. Yet more mentions of flipping Project Cobalt. Still don't know what it is. Right, yeah, take that. General Braxton's visit. And what exactly was he hiding in the safe?
Bradberton, I didn't fly down from DC to get jerked around. You either sign off on Project Cobalt or I can walk right out that door. This isn't like deciding what color bottle to pick for our next flavor, General. You're asking me to take my laboratories and my beverage years and basically turn them over to your team. I need assurances that my people and my facilities are going to be treated with the respect that they deserve. You and I both know that's a load of horse shit. Stop treating me like one of your soft drink competitors. I'm here representing the U.S. military. I already told you you'd be well compensated. Now cut the crap and tell me what you're really after. Fine. I want in on the military's LeapX program. What? How the hell did you know about that? Let's just say you're not the only one in this room that can throw his weight around in Washington, General.
Look at this place.
I've been following the program ever since its inception, and I have to say that I'm impressed. The ability to keep a human in a state of veritable immortality using a machine. Now that's something that I didn't expect from the military. Look, you want me to agree to this proposal, then get me on the LeapX list, and I'll sign whatever you want. I always knew you were a greedy son of a bitch, John. But the last thing I expected to hear is that you were afraid of death. If you know so much about LeapX, then you know it's in its infancy, and there are a lot of kinks to be worked out. It isn't as easy as throwing a switch and suddenly you can live forever. Stop trying to talk me out of it. We both know the enemy is developing chemical and biological weapons, and that my beverageers are the top organic chemists in the world. Our countries are in a race where no one comes in second, General. So you need to ask yourself, can you really afford to stand here and say no? You had this all figured out before I even arrived, didn't you? Okay, fine. You want in on the LeapX program, you got yourself a deal. You know, maybe immortality is what's best for you, Bradberton. Be a goddamn shame to let that ego go to waste.
So Bradberton wants to live forever, and it sounds like he got an agreement for it too. Okay. And there indeed are the hidden Cappy notes that I didn't even bother looking at. She gave me those, didn't she? Never mind, I found them without, it was all fine. Now, Bradberton's terminal, what have we got here? Absolutely love the Nuka Condolences fruit and cheese baskets you sent out to the families of our early prototype quantum flavor testers. Great idea. I think I love the fine print of the health damage waiver you had them sign before they joined up even more. Saved us billions, I suspect. You're at the top of your game, Peyton. Maybe someday you'll be sitting in the big chair. For now, enjoy that shiny new quantum blue Corvega you found parked in your driveway this morning. You earned it. Oh, Bradberton, you're just as much of a monster as everyone else is when they run a big company in the Fallout universe. Bit of a warning shot about what was going to happen in the Galactic Zone, of course. To Peyton Huxley again. Considered your proposal for shutting down the Galactic Zone to overhaul the Star Control mainframe and its robots. I have to say I'm taken aback by the suggestion. If there's one thing I've taught you, it's that no matter how tough things get, we never give up. Tell the manager over there he'll just have to hunker down and make do with what he has. I've poured billions into that park. I'm not about to watch it trickle away by closing the gates. As far as disarming the robots in the park goes, that's also a no. If things go south at Nuka World, that force of robots is the only protection we have. Cooperating with Robco was the only way I could get that type of weaponry allowed outside of a military base, so suck it up and get whatever his name's ass moving over there to fix this problem. And of course, that would go horribly, horribly wrong. A hint of the Project Leapex that we've already heard about from the safe, of course. Sir, I've cleared your schedule as you requested for the latter half of the entire year. I can assure you this was no small feat. Also, your medical records have been transferred to Braxton's team and all of the backup copies destroyed. Hope you know what you're doing, sir. If you go through this process, you may never be able to speak in public again. We can certainly work around that, but your presence has been the driving force behind the Nuka Corporation since the beginning. I think it would be a great loss if that were to change. So, the General was saying there were some kinks to be worked out of the process, and the Executive Assistant is saying you'll never be able to go out in public again. Why do we get the feeling that, maybe he's a robo-brain. Maybe we'll find a robo-brain at the back. That'd be nice. And then one final note. Just wanted to reach out and say thank you for the work you've done on my private sanctuary. With the installation of the control switch, work is finally complete. Amusing anecdote to share about the final day. The engineers needed to know where to place the access switch. Obviously I wanted it concealed, but where? Then the answer came to me. It should be placed near my greatest creation. The very reason for my success. I think we can both agree it was an inspired choice. Thank you for everything, Giles. The money has been wired to your account. And of course we saw that earlier. A switch by the Nuka-Cola machine. A little bit too easy to access, to be honest, but never mind. And that will... Aha! A secret elevator behind the bookcase. Right, let's go and find what the secret of Mr. Bradberton is. I suspect in some form or another, whether it be... Ooh. Or he could have undergone radioactive... Okay, we're either going to find a ghoul or a robo-brain down here, and... Do you want to come? Alright, fine. I guess I'll go and find the secrets of Nuka-Cola by myself. And he had his own vault built down here. Bloody hell. Ah. Wait a minute. That's why Vault-Tec got such a massive, great exhibition space inside the Galactic Zone. It was a trade for building a vault underneath Bradberton's own office. His own private vault. Now, does this vault actually have a number? Hello, what vault are we at? This is just welcome home. No vault number has been mentioned. We can't see the front of the door, which is normally where a number is. So the question is, which flipping vault was this? Except, of course, maybe it doesn't have a number. Because if it had a number, then there'd be a missing number somewhere and people would ask questions. If it never had a number, then you could just, like, have the public vaults all be numbered and it would be fine. After you. And what have we got down here? Hello? And, oh, it's a head in a jar.
Wait. No. It can't be. That's John Caleb Bradberton. Or at least it's his head. Wow.
Who are you? I haven't seen a real human face in so long. I had given up all hope.
Oh my god! It's alive! He's alive! My name's Sierra, sir. I'm your biggest admirer. I love Nuka-Cola more than anything. This is such an honor.
You there, with the pit boy. What are you doing here?
I will get to you in a second. I just need to flipping completely ransack everything first. Ooh, lunchboxers! Producing quantum! Nice. And you also buried him with a really, really fancy, shiny pre-war car. We haven't seen a car this nice, well, since the very beginning of the game, since the pre-war. And a Nuka-Cola motorcycle. Very, very good. All sorts of little bits and pieces tucked away in here. And one inaccessible security door. Fine, that's probably just for show. And then back here, ooh, hello, Bradberton's Project Tone. Okay, let's speak to him before we go fiddling with all the things backstage, why don't we? Now, I will help myself to all of his beverages, yes. And why do I get the feeling that he wasn't quite expecting what happened? Because he put a pistol down here. If he put a pistol down here, then that's presumably because he thought he'd be able to use it. But as a head, of course, he can't. So in which case, oh dear, I think he wasn't quite expecting this level of de-everythingization.
You there, with the pit boy. What are you doing here?
One of my options here. What happened to you? I'm with Sierra. I won the contest. Well, yes, I did actually win the contest.
We solved your hidden Cappy contest.
The hidden Cappy contest. It all seems so long ago. Another lifetime. That was before I became this monster. Before I was trapped here for centuries to suffer in solitude. This was General Braxton's plan all along. Damn the man. He called it Project Cobalt. In exchange for my weapon design, he would give me access to life-extending technology. I'm such a fool for taking him at his word. He never told me that this would be the price.
Oh no, I've actually heard that conversation. He told you there were kinks. He told you there would be problems, and your executive assistant warned you that, like, there'd be changes to your body that would mean you could never go outside again.
Ah, smart enough to invent Nuka-Cola, but you still fell for that?
Yes, make your jokes. But I've still accomplished 10 times more in a single lifetime than anyone I've met, including you. As long as one person in this world still enjoys Nuka-Cola, my legacy remains intact, no matter what I've been reduced to.
A weapon? I don't believe it. Why would the genius who brought so much joy to the world want to make something destructive?
Genius is restless, madam. It must expand, seek new challenges, and explore new frontiers. So yes, a weapon. It was going to be a quantum-enhanced variant of the standard portable tactical warhead. In fact, the prototypes are stored in this very chamber. You can have them on one condition. I want you to shut off the power to this machine that's keeping me alive. I want to die.
What? No!
Come on. You're a disembodied head, trapped in a vault. You've got so much to live for.
Despite your obvious sarcasm, you clearly recognize my situation for the living hell that it is.
You can't kill him. He's a great man. He invented Nuka-Cola, the best thing in the world.
Lady, you don't know what a torment it is. Being trapped here alone and staring at the same wall, decade after decade. Now please shut up while I talk to your more rational friend here. I realize that what I'm asking isn't easy, but there's something in it for you. When the power is cut, the door to the prototype storage room will open automatically. Take anything you want. I don't care anymore. Just please, set me free at last. I can't bear this loneliness any longer.
Wait. I have an idea. Mr. Bradberton wants to die because he's lonely, right? Well, maybe I could stay with him, you know? Keep him company, give him someone to talk to. He's like a hero to me.
Oh, blimey. That's not really a good point. I kind of want that prototype, but... yeah, I want the prototype. Let's see how this resolves if I just say I want the prototype.
Yeah, but if I don't cut the power, then that door doesn't open, and I don't get my prototype ammo.
I know, but I have something else that I can offer you instead. At least hear me out. I've got a limited edition Nuka-Cola jumpsuit. It's really stylish and not many were made. It's one of my most treasured possessions, but, well, I'm willing to let you have it.
A Nuka-Cola jumpsuit? Ha! That's a paltry prize compared to what I'm offering. The choice is yours, but I beg you to honor my wishes. There is no one else who can help me.
And I'm going to honour his wishes because, one, the kind of reward sounds much, much better, and two, I genuinely am a huge proponent of right to die, especially in horrendous medical circumstances like this. So if it's his wish to die, that's what's going to happen. And yeah, I don't really even like the sound of her jumpsuit, to be honest. But first, let's have a little look-see at his terminal back here. Project Cobalt, here we go. Ah, now this is interesting. He's come up with a few prototypes like the Nuka-nuke, and we've even used the Quantum to enhance one of the military's power armor suits. That will be what's in the Galactic Zone. The original intention of Lipex was to create a living biosuit to preserve my body after it would normally expire, but now I've been told by those idiots on the Lipex team that it's not possible. Lipex requires so much power and so many special components, it can only accommodate no more than 15 pounds of organic matter. That leaves me no choice. If they want to prolong my life, I'll have to have them preserve only my head. I've told them to proceed. I haven't come this far just to give up and await the inevitable. This is my final entry. Today I will be undergoing the surgical procedure to have my head removed and transferred into the Lipex system. If anything should happen, I've instructed Peyton Huxley, my executive assistant, to handle my affairs. Peyton is the only one outside of the Lipex team who knows about this procedure. I'm entrusting him to visit me daily and keep me informed of events happening on the outside of my vault. I'm guessing he died then, because we don't actually know what happened to him for certain, but, well, I'm guessing he died of old age sooner or later anyway.
I sort of feel sorry for him.
You see, even Sierra acknowledges that he's a very sad, pitiable figure at the moment, so yeah, I'm afraid we're going to be shutting him down right now. Shut off the power. Done. Sorry, Sierra.
Free at last.
Mr. Bradberton! I'm sorry.
I am genuinely sorry, Sierra, I am.
Hi, Sierra.
I can't believe someone as smart as Mr. Bradberton would be fooled into thinking you could live forever. I guess he was terrified of growing old. The inventor of Nuka-Cola. That was the opportunity of a lifetime. Emphasis on was.
Well, she doesn't seem that angry with me, which is good, and that gets me back in here. The secret back room. Including purified water, stim packs, blood packs. Oh my goodness, a table knife. Must be a revolutionary new kind. A whole bunch of quantums and quartzers and darks and cherries and grapes and wilds and all sorts of good stuff. Indeed, one Nuka-nuke. Okay, I like the sound of a Nuka-nuke. Nuka-nuke launcher? Oh, I was about to say, like, how do you change out the ammo types? Because there's not ammo types in Fallout 4. No, a Nuka-nuke launcher. Now this is good. We've also got the Nuka-Cola. Ooh, the Nuka-Cola formula itself. You know what? I'm going to give that to Sierra. I was just about to suggest that anyway, but I think she deserves it.
You wanted the Nuka-Cola formula? Here it is.
So it really was here. I'm grateful, but don't think this means I've forgiven you. You killed the man who was my greatest hero. A man who revolutionized the soft drink industry, and whose creations put smiles on a million faces. Who the hell are you to just walk in here and destroy all that?
He asked me to. It was his flipping choice.
He made a choice, and I respected that choice. You should too.
I guess so. It's just that never, not in my wildest dreams, did I think I'd get the chance to talk to Mr. Bradberton in person. To get an opportunity like that, and then have it snatched away. It hit me pretty hard. Still, I can't overlook the fact that for one glorious shining moment, I got to meet the man who invented Nuka-Cola. I'll never forget that. Not ever. And it wouldn't have been possible without your help.
And you actually planning to use this formula by any chance?
Now that you've got the formula for Nuka-Cola, what are you gonna do with it?
I'm not a chemist, but I might try to brew some up, just for fun. If that fails, well, I still got a new centerpiece for my collection. Here. I know it's not much, but you really went above and beyond the Call of Duty. I think I'll stick around here for a while and see what else I can find. By the time I'm done, I'm gonna need a much bigger building to house my Nuka-Cola museum.
500 bottle caps. Cappy in a haystack complete. Now, I got his safe key. Oh, wait, hang on. No, we already opened the safe. That was the safe with the tape in it. Sorry, my mistake. All right, we've already got in there. That's fine. So, the Nuka-nuke launcher. Oh, bloody hell. So, obviously, I haven't actually invested at all in big guns or anything like that. I haven't taken heavy gunner, which is what the fat man is covered under. 1,964 damage. Blimey heck. It's not even that heavy. 36 for that much damage. You know what? Let's just have a quick little... look at this. Let's just get one of these out. Lovely. Now, let's just very, very quickly just see how much of a big kaboom this produces. I'm just going to stand. Oh, yeah. Over there. Perfect. I've just dropped a save because I don't actually want to annoy the disciples that much, but... Oh! That's beautiful! The beautiful blue explosion there. That is nice. Are you sure you want to shoot at me? Alright. Good job. Oh, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous and so, so strong. So, of course, if I had all 5 ranks of heavy gunner, that could be effectively doubled straight up to about 4,000 damage. That's 4,000 damage just normally. Add in sneak attacks, add in criticals. Yeah, you can make that pretty powerful. Though, ironically, probably the amount of damage you could do if you kind of put a Ninja 3 and Better Criticals 3, sneak attack, critical, Nuka-nuke hit probably is less than what I can do with just a standard sneak attack critical, because melee in this game is utterly, utterly ludicrous. But there's one more thing I'd like to do today, is we're kind of like, you know, looking at all the little sub-quests and exploring and finding all sorts of little things. And it's something I just kind of hadn't really got round to yet, but definitely something that is very much worth doing when you've got a new DLC pack. And that is, of course, back in Sanctuary Hills, well, we have got ourselves a whole flipping ton of new stuff that's been added into the crafting and settlement building options. Not a huge amount, to be honest, next to, obviously, like, you know, the settlement-specific DLCs. It hasn't added much, but there are definitely some new Nuka bits and pieces, so let's just go through them super quickly. Let's start off with the most exciting one. Rather mysteriously, just in the middle of chairs, there is, in fact, a new red chair. Well, that's going to change life in your settlements, I'm sure. That's literally the only chair Nuka World added. This one red patio chair. Well, alright then. Add one patio table to go with it. A nice kind of red and white, albeit sadly kind of battered patio table plus umbrella to go with it, which I find a little bit sad, to be honest, because after the Voltec DLC, I like everything in my settlements being, like, you know, clean and lovely, but these are all old and battered, which is a shame. As flagpoles and assigning things by flags is such an important part of the DLC, understandably, we do indeed have a bunch of different flags of varying descriptions. So you've now got yourself a flagpole together with kind of faction things on it up there. So let's just put a nice little railroad flag. Lovely. And naturally, decorations has its own new set of things here, an actual dedicated Nuka World decoration section. And every single one of these has its own full subsection, so there's a lot of new stuff that's been added. So obviously you're welcome to add cutouts for like Bottle and Cappy, for example. All of these are made with nothing but wood, so they're very, very easy to throw up, which is lovely. King Cola Heights signs, just kind of... oh, you've even got the stuff from like the theatre. Because remember in the theatre you could like kind of set up, there's like those fake bushes and stuff. So you can actually set up your own little stage and build your own little kind of theatre set now, which is kind of cool. There's now a new employees only sign. I swear we already had one of those, but there's one that's a different style. Signposts, signs, just slightly different signs. Again, we've already got plenty of signs in the game, but now you can actually just have a few more. I'll turn this way so you can see them a bit better, by the way. Exit, refresh them. You can just see you've got a whole bunch of new signs. Somewhat similar to ones we've already had, but it's nice to have a bit more variety. Just turn that around there. Ooh, warning signs. Lovely. Probably one of the most fun things is you can actually build all the games from the Nuka-cade as well. And it's not just for show, you can actually insert a token and play and get tickets from them. So this is genuinely a mechanism for converting tokens into tickets. And in addition, just to make that a little bit easier, you can also build one of the token dispensers so you can convert pre-war money into tokens, so you never run out of tokens even if you leave Nuka World. Galactic Zone provides you with some new cutouts, some new posters. I quite like the new posters. The Galactic Zone posters are pretty cool because they're kind of taken from the Nuka Galaxy ride. They do require power, of course, and if you've kind of got them in the radius of like a power thingy, then they will glow, which is kind of cool. You can also build some nice big Nuka rockets. There we are, got a bit more. You see, the Nuka rockets are actually quite large and require a very small amount of steel to build, so I quite like these. They're really quite impressive little things to add for only 6 steel spent. That's very, very good indeed, I think. Same sort of story for the other worlds, to be honest. You know, Dry Rock Gulch, you've got the cardboard cutouts of all the different kind of Wild West characters. hay bale, which interestingly requires steel to make for whatever reason, hitching posts, and like a feeding trough. Though interestingly, that does actually work as a proper feeding trough. So like normally you'd have built like the old style kind of bath to get Brahmin to stay near the feeding trough. But now if you put this feeding trough here, it's not just for show, Brahmin will genuinely hang around it, which is kind of cool. Kiddie Kingdom also lets you build massive ice creams. Thing I like about these, by the way, is when they're standing up, like the game doesn't mind if you build them here, or if you want to build them way lower into the ground, so the game's not fussy about that at all, which is kind of good, because some other decorations don't always work like that, so that's kind of nice. So you've got like various ice creams, lollipops. These things, again, are very, very big for relatively small amounts of steel, which is kind of cool. And arguably more important than anything else, and I'm not sure why this isn't in furniture chairs, but it's not, but instead over in Decorations Nuka World Kiddie Kingdom, there is a throne. So if you've ever wanted to just like, you know, sit on a throne, here you go. You've got a very, very fancy throne, and I will certainly be building one of those in all of my settlements from now on. Safari Adventure has some very cool little statues too. In fact, arguably some of the coolest statues. You've got like a bear statue, a massive gorilla statue, a big snake statue, and a couple of extra warnings, of course, related to animal cages. Bottling plants are a little bit disappointing because all of the things, though admittedly they are massive and use up very small amounts of steel, but they're all kind of broken down, which is a bit of a shame because, you know, obviously like, you know, the beautiful spaceships and the Galactic Zone decorations are quite actually like big and they're perfect, whereas these look really broken down, so I don't really like them as much. Though you do admittedly get a massive Nuka-Cola bottle that's just a normal one that isn't broken down, so that's quite good. It only takes 8 steel. 8 steel for that. That's ridiculous. There we are. Let's just have one of them. A ridiculous thing that's like, what, 4 or 5 times higher than Sturgis, and it only requires 8 steel to make. Then the miscellaneous contains a little bit of fun stuff too. You got park maps, a massive globe statue. Again, I'd prefer like a shiny one, but the one they give us is a little bit kind of broken down, so I don't really like it as much. Again, just Vault-Tec's got me too used to the shiny ones. I like the shinier things. You can have some nice like bottle statues and Cappy statues. Obviously, you can have all of them. Carts, the kind of unique type of trash cans, bumper cars if you want that sort of thing, and a nice Nuka flag, which doesn't live in the same spot as all the other flags, and I don't know why, because sometimes items are laid out really bloody illogically in Fallout 4. Nuka World does, however, deliver well on lights, introduces a whole bunch of new street lights into the mix, and you know how much I do enjoy some street lights. So you've got yourself, yeah, some kind of like street lights with banners, single kind of way streetlights if you don't want like the dual ones, the single one with banners as well. I think that's all that Nuka World provides. Yep, that's it. The new lights are purely the streetlights, but I quite like them. And part of the reason I like them is because they're relatively cheap and easy to make. So 6 steel, 2 glass, and 2 copper, even if you want to go for the double-sided ones. Just as a reminder, if you wanted to build the old traditional ones that were added in by Wasteland Workshop, then that required 20 steel, 2 copper, and 2 glass. So things have just got progressively cheaper as we've gone along. It's very, very odd. But yeah, like the lights that were added in immediately required like 20 steel, but now they can be produced like the new ones that seem to be even bigger and have like 2 lights for the price of 1. They now require only 6 steel. And like all of the stuff that you could make inside the Vault-Tec DLC was like cheaper to produce in terms of components than the stuff you could produce before, even though it was nicer and cleaner. So I don't really know why that is, but that's just kind of what happened. Oh, now this is fascinating as well. This big street light doesn't require being wired into the grid. When it says it requires power, it just means it requires being inside a power grid, right? Yes! That doesn't require wiring! Oh my goodness, well, do I approve of that? Well, it certainly makes it easier to set up streetlights, but I kind of like the fact that streetlights used to have to be wired in, but now you can have massive 2-sided streetlights for only 6 steel, and it doesn't even require wiring into a grid. You just need to have it, like, close enough to one of the power distributor bobble thingies, and you're done. Okay, well, I'll admit it certainly makes life easier, though maybe arguably a little bit too easy for setting up streetlights. As you'd probably expect, over in the crafting menu, we've now gained the ability to produce Nuka mixers, but unlike almost everything else in the crafting menu, which requires a local leader to produce, and often like things like armorer as well, the Nuka mixer stuff, literally anyone can make that. Again, very, very cheap, suspiciously cheap to make, quite frankly. A Nuka mixer station is only 4 steel and 1 rubber. Just like Vault-Tec, things are just like a little bit, quite frankly, too easy to make. There's 4 different varieties as well, no difference between them other than obviously what's written at the top. And one final thing, at the end, the Raider category, loads of stuff in here now, including some of the really fun, interesting things. The Raider flags, which we can't use yet because we build these in a settlement when we wish to claim the settlement for those guys. Of course, we haven't quite started that quest yet, so we can't do that just this moment. We've also got generic banners if you'd like to kind of have operator banners, or here's an operator training dummy of a couple of descriptions. Alternatively, you've got pack stuff as well. Again, a set of banners and some more mannequins, but this time mannequins set up as the pack. This one's quite good, however, of course, you've got yourself the gorilla seat that we saw when we first started. You can now build that for yourself as well. Very, very cool indeed. And arguably, a bit more worryingly, you can actually build yourself a feral ghoul chair using 4 wood and 2 cloth. Now, as a reminder, this thing is, like, kind of alive. Like, it's moving. Like, I have literally just created life out of wood and cloth, for truly I am a god of Fallout. You can also build yourself, if you wish, the Brahmin chair, which is a chair that's got udders. If you've ever wanted to sit in a chair that's got udders. Now you can. And indeed, a Brahmin couch as well. A couch that is kind of, yeah, got 2 little Brahmin heads and a Brahmin hide making up the middle, which is slightly sad somehow. That makes me sad, I think. Can you actually kill the ghoul? But oh, don't try and use that thing to kill it anyway. Can we kill the ghoul? Oh, it actually does indeed produce blood, but it won't ever die. Well, that's just sad. It's just suffering forever. No, we're breaking this thing down. That's possibly even worse than just, you know, letting it live, but what have you. Pretty sure this isn't actually a gorilla, right? This is just, you know, a fake gorilla or a dead gorilla. Hello? Just gonna check here. Just one quick check. And nope, doesn't produce blood. Fake. Good. And finally, the disciples, they've got their banners as well, and you can also have a disciple totem, which is certainly disturbing if you fancy that sort of thing, but less in there than in the pack especially. Then you've got broken down animatronics if you want a really, really bloody creepy vibe to your settlement. Lovely. You can have all sorts of broken animatronics. Raider pikes, though you do actually have to have skulls. If you want to have skulls on sticks, you do actually have to have skulls in your settlement. Strikes me as eminently fair and reasonable. So all sorts of different spikes on sticks if you've got the skulls to make them. Then just a couple of extra pikes of varying descriptions if you want just a bit of a raider aesthetic. And of course the cages that were already present together with a bunch of spiked poles. These were already here. And that, as far as I can see, is everything that has been added into the game in terms of settlement building by Nuka World. I've been through literally every category, so if I've missed something, I'm not quite sure how I have done it. I think that's everything. So a couple of fun new additions, in particular a couple of very cheap big additions. If you kind of just feel like, you know, having loads of streetlights, but you don't really want to kind of spend the time gathering materials, Nuka World has made it much easier to do. And if you just fancy a couple of really big, show-stopping, eye-catching things, like a giant bottle of Nuka-Cola, you can now do that. Because just so you know, if you find 2 kind of waste paper baskets dotted around, each of those waste paper baskets can be broken down for 5 each. Meaning you can produce out of 2 waste paper baskets this and still have 2 steel left over. Because that's how steel works in Fallout 4. Anyway, I think that is enough for now, ladies and gentlemen. I just kind of wanted to go over all the little sub-quests and just explore a little bit. And basically go over a few bits and pieces that I thought I had missed. Next time, all I need to do now is expand the Raiders out into the Commonwealth just the tiniest little bit. Let them have a few settlements. And then after that, we will get the power back onto the park. And wrap things up by, of course, going on all of the rides that will now be working. Very much looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd, and this has been Fallout 4 Nuka World. Thank you very much, and goodbye. What the hell? Alright, we've now got a Scottish zombie travelling with us. Oh, he's actually quite good now. And he's got over his drinking problem, which is... Oh, he eats human flesh. He's got some decent carrying capacity. Okay, fine, he eats people, but come on, let's not be flipping judgmental about this.